Okay, this video is about basic SOHCAHTOA. That's the way you memorize the trig functions. Sine, you always talk about these in reference to an angle. This thing's called theta, and it's an angle. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine would be adjacent, that means next to, over hypotenuse. And tangent is opposite over adjacent. So in this picture, when you're talking about trig functions, you always need to use an angle. Like, you choose the angle. You never do the right angle, so you never talk about the C angle here. So I'm going to choose the A angle to talk about. So I did sine of A. So sine is the opposite 3 side of the over the hypotenuse. This is how you memorize it. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Then you got cosine. I'm talking about angle A. You have to know what angle you're talking about. Angle A. Cosine is adjacent, which would be 4, over hypotenuse, which is 5. Now you need to remember this. Hypotenuse is always called hypotenuse. You don't ever call it the adjacent side. And then tangent. So tangent of A is opposite, which is 3, over adjacent, which is 4. Tangent means TOA, or that's how you memorize it. SOHCAHTOA. Remember here that you have to specify the angle you're talking about. So in this whole picture, I talked about angle A. Okay, here's how you would use this information to help you. So I look at this picture and I go, oh wow. So they give me this angle, 22. And I say, okay, well, what relationship do x and 48 have to 22? And the relationship that they have is tangent, because tangent is opposite over adjacent. So here's how I set it up. Tangent 22 is opposite over adjacent. Remember that tangent and cosine and sine, they have no meaning unless you put an angle with them. So then to solve this problem, you make sure, for now, I'm going to make sure I'm in degrees, because my problem was 22 degrees. So then I cross multiply, and when I cross multiply, I do it like this. 1 times x is x equals, and then I always put this out in front. So I write it like this, 85 tan 22. I put all that in my calculator, just like that. 85 times tangent 22, and voila, an answer. 34.3422. Okay, so this is approximately 34.3 units long. There you go. That's it. That's one way to start trig. All right, one more problem. So here's another problem. So they give me that angle 54. So I got to decide what relationship is x and 30 to 54. Well, x is adjacent and 30 is the hypotenuse. All right, so what one is adjacent hypotenuse? Well, that is cosine. Cosine 54 is adjacent over hypotenuse. So you kind of got to think a lot before you set it up. Like, you got to think about what they give you. And then I cross multiply. So So 1 times x is x. Oh, yellow's not good. $30 cosine 54. Again, make sure your calculator's in degrees because 54 is a degree. So 30 times cosine 54. I got 17.6 for my answer. 17.6. So that's how long this side is. 17.6. All right, that's it.